Happened for me was truly a blessing because Lansing is a small town. So I got a chance to see two men who looked like me, who were black, and they were entrepreneurs, owned buildings, owned multiple companies, and so one day I got bold and I asked them for a job, and so they said, "All right, come on." They own so many buildings. They said, "This is going to be your building that you have to clean from Friday after 5 o'clock to Sunday. You clean this building and we'll pay you." 7 floors. So I used to, go 1 through 6, and I get to the 7th floor. That's where the CEO's office was.
Yeah.
And man, I would bust in the door like I was the CEO.
Like you own the joint.
I'm pretending like I'm the man, right?
Yeah.
And so I would go, recline his seat, put my feet up like that on the desk, hit the intercom button, pretend I had an assistant out front. Bring me the coffee and donuts, Elisa. And here I am in this office for hours, dreaming that I was the CEO.
How old were you at the time?
16 years old.
Unbelievable.
And you know what's crazy? And I tell this to young people all the time. If you don't dream it, you can't become it.
You can't become it.
You just can't. So you got to put yourself there. You got to think that it's achievable, that you can achieve and attain this, right? And so that's what got me started, man. Those two guys, they became my first mentors right there.
Obviously, that's amazing. So by the time you get to the Lakers, a radio station called come with a deal. You had already been in that world.
Exactly. So Dr. Red, African-American professor at Michigan State, head of telecommunications at Michigan State at that time, I got a call from this guy that said, "Hey, Irvin, if you buy the radio station at that time as an African-American, you could get it cheaper."
Got it.
So I said, cool. So we went, vetted the deal. I took Dr. Red, I called him up, took him with me.
Smart. See, that's a smart thing that young athletes don't always do.
Exactly.
You knew a mentor, you knew a guy who knows this. You're not going to be Mr. Smarty Pants.
No.
I'm going to get somebody who really knows this.
Exactly.
And come with me.
Come with me. You know the business. So he made a great deal for us. Bought the radio station. It takes you 2 years. We wanted to go from an AM to the FM because they're more valuable. Go for more money. We did that, converted it over to an FM, sold it, made, $2-3 million profit. I was good.
And that's when you flip for you like, oh, I get it now.
I get it now, right? Said, okay, this is what I want to do. Besides just being a basketball player, I want to be a businessman too.
Yeah.
And especially that first deal is if it's sweet like that,
oh, it's the best.
Then you just go from there. Yeah.
You go from there.
Exactly.
And you
because I want us all to know what I have learned.
Yeah.
Nothing is holding us back. Nothing is holding us back. We have the capacity. We are smart enough. We are brilliant enough. We are talented enough. There's if we could just understand the shift in the system, the shift from working for to ownership.
Yes.
That is the key. I look at how all of our stuff is hoarded out. Like our music and our talent, it's hoarded out.
Yeah.
They go and they take it, they make billions of dollars off of it, and then they say, oh, here's $5 million, and you like bling bling, look at me, I got, come on, man.
And it's rented, and it be rented.
It's rented. My son's turning 5, somebody asked me would I let him play football. I said if he owned the team.
Ooh.
Yeah, so no, and you just, listen to me. If I could get you, my God in heaven, if I could get you to realize that the thing that you think about yourself is what you are and you become. So if you start to believe and see yourself as a full, whole person, if you start to believe and see yourself that you should have wealth, that you should have money, that you shouldn't be worried about how you're going to send your kids to school. Now I'm sounding like Buddha Judge, but I'm serious right now. But it's just understanding that it all starts in your mind, in your spirit, with great faith. You can do anything. I came from this town right down the street with nothing. I was scared every time I open the cabinets in my kitchen, there's a hallelujah in my soul. Because Because when I opened it, I remember being on Barone Street, opening that cabinet and rats and roaches jumping up and down my arm, right? So every time I open it, sometimes I go in the kitchen and just open it and say, God, thank you. There ain't nothing jumping out at me, you know?
I love that. Yes.
But we don't have to live that way. Let me say, my parents, my mother and my father, right from Greensburg and Amy, Louisiana, right up the road. They came from a Jim Crow generation. My mother would tell me when I go to the store, she'd say, be careful, don't cross that street. Don't be around those white folks at night. Don't go on St. Charles Avenue, walk the other way. Because she was so worried because of where she came from. So they gave birth to this kid who had a vision and a hope that he could be something else. But they kept saying, no, that's for white folks. You can't do that. You can't do that. So I had a I'll show you mentality, right? I'll show you that I can do this, and the color of my skin won't stop me. I'm smart enough to figure it out. And the reason why I was able to own my shows and own the studio is I was smart enough to figure out that, wait a minute, you guys are gonna make all the money if I do it this way, but if I just take less over here, see, if you eat a little, you eat a long time.
Yeah.
So sometimes. Yeah.
It's another word.
Yeah.
Tweet that, tweet that, tweet that.
Sometimes you got to step back and say, you know what, I'm going to take a little bit. I'm going to take this little bit and I'm going to make.
Yeah, so I would say the mindset that you have to have, you definitely have to be a little crazy. Your faith and your belief has to be crazy. You have to see what's not there and manifest it to be in there. But the mindset is that I was a dreamer. I started this whole thing as a dream. And then the day that I turned into the combination of a dreamer and a realist, that's when I started to really go. You know? And that's saying, like, don't be afraid to close your eyes and dream, but then open your eyes and see the reality of what it's going to take for you guys to be successful. You're already born, a lot of you in here, and born into a situation where the score is against you. So the level of greatness that you have to be to really be able to make a change and affect everything is you have to be greater than what they consider what's out there as great. So that means you have to work harder. And that's the reality. And that's the world that we're growing up in. And the only way we could change it is by embracing that. So that mindset, that relentlessness, that craziness, and really facing reality of what it's going to take to achieve your dream is something that I think we all have to have if we really, really, really trying to get it, not trying to play around.